Dave, thank you very much. Part 2 of our college basketball coverage in the Big East tonight here at Cintas Center in Cincinnati with Nick Bob. I'm Connor Onion. As the opening possession for Xavier off the opening jump is a 3-ball that spins in and out for Borovichinen, part of this brand new Xavier team. Every college basketball team across the country can say that pretty much, but especially Xavier.
Xavier to the extreme, though. 0 returning minutes from a year ago. Roddy Anderson, the only player that was at least in Cincinnati, he redshirted a year ago.
He's the starting point guard for Xavier, facing a 2-0 Santa Clara team, and that was deflected at the rim, but a late foul is called. As Robinson went airborne, and we'll have our first foul shot to the night.
Nice back cut from the redshirt sophomore Christian Hammond. And Robinson's got great size, almost was able to block it, a little too much contact.
And so Anthony Robinson, the starting 5 for Xavier, called for the foul, sending the former high school quarterback Christian Hammond to the free throw line. Richard Pitino, great run at New Mexico.
Incredible.
And brings that style, this half style of pressure and up-tempo offense here to Xavier.
Very exciting brand of basketball to watch. This is a heck of a young coach. Back-to-back trips to the NCAA tournament at New Mexico. Had a first-round NCAA tournament win. He really is a great, great coach.
We apologize if you were with us on FS2 when we started. We're repeating this story because it's so incredible. Herb Sendek babysat for Richard Pitino, the coach that he's facing on the other side.
Incredible.
Herb Sendek worked for Rick Pitino all the way back to the Providence days in the 80s when Richard was growing up. Malik Messina Moore has been the leading scorer for Xavier the first 2 games. He gives it up. Borovichinen, late in the clock, splashes one in.
Borovichinen coming off a career high in the rebounding department. Had 12 against Lemoyne in their last game out. Sometimes you can feel your confidence in other ways because he has not shot it great, but gets one to go down there off the dribble.
Well, his rebounding will be important tonight. Santa Clara had 25 offensive rebounds in their last game. A back slip and a wide open, easy dunk for Oboye, who returns from injury.
But you're right, the glass is going to be really important. Xavier got out rebounded both their games, Marist and Lemoyne. And you mentioned Santa Clara's work on the glass. Going to be a lot of threes taken, though, so there's going to be some long rebounds. So it's not just on the bigs both ways to rebound, it's everybody.
Anderson has it denied at the rim, and good interior defense for Santa Clara. Bring it the other way with Brenton Napper. He's been at Santa Clara all 5 years of his career.
It's such a rarity now, but so important.
Oh, good cutting start for Santa Clara.
Really
Mahi
good.
is there.
Yeah, absolutely. Santa Clara off the ball has really moved nicely, and right now the Musketeers just a step slow. They're trying to pressure the ball, and you can get vulnerable to being cut on if you get too extended and you don't have your head on a swivel and communicate.
Jake Ensminger on the Trey Carroll drive, called for the foul.
Take a look at it one more time. Put 2 on the ball. A little slow rotating, but you have to, whenever there's a ball screen, you got to come towards the ball. The weak side help has to jump to the middle of the floor and rotate towards the ball screen action, especially if you're going to trap it.
Well, 2 guys run into each other, Carroll and Messina Moore, so to the safety valve in the backcourt.
Yes. Well, Xavier's gotten off to slow starts in both the games so far. Got to find a way to get off to some faster starts. You're going to go to the bench pretty quick, I assume.
They were down 7 early in their last game, and they started 0 of 6 from 3 the game before that. Maybe this will help as Messina Moore takes it away. Xavier heated up after that slow start their last game and survived Lemoyne. Oh, Boye getting tall, but that's goaltending.
I think playing through Trey Carroll at times is a great place to settle the offense down. Just allows you to space the floor. Carroll's strong and versatile. Easy call for the officials. But he's an inside-outside player, the FAU transfer is.
He was on the FAU team that went to the Final Four. Didn't play on that team in the NCAA tournament, but had a heck of a year in the American last year. And a drive, no. Offensive rebound. There's another one for Santa Clara. And out for a 3 for Christian Hammond.
Again, you're seeing the rebounding looming large. With an offensive rebound, best time to shoot a 3 off of an offensive rebound kick out. Hammond's off to a really nice start.
The those two biggest strengths for Santa Clara on offense showing up on one trip. 25 offensive rebounds last game. And Oboye gets up there again. This one's not goaltending. Santa Clara with the hot start. Carroll punches it out, and it will stay with the Broncos.
Well, you can tell Oboye's going after everything at the rim. Already had one goaltending call and rejected that one. He'll take a seat. He hurt his ankle basically on the first play of the first game of the season, but it's good to see him out there for Santa Clara, all over it on the weak side block.
Precautionary Nick in the last game that they kept him out.
Yes.
He did warm up, but didn't play in their win against McNeese, NCAA tournament team from last year. Back-to-back wins for Santa Clara to open up the year. Now their first road game. Good hands for Anderson. In there on Gavalugov, who just checked in. The Villanova transfer.
He can shoot it. Number 2 in maroon. Here he is.
And he's back playing a Big East team after Nova last year. His miss is recovered by Borovicinen.
Good defensive possession. Disrupted Santa Clara in a stance. That's what Richard Pitino wants. You got to dictate things defensively.
Messina Moore still trying to shake loose. Carroll spinning in, blindly threw it up. And Santa Clara gets a stop. And a 9-4 jump for the Broncos. And clean on the drive for Allen Graves. Verticality there for Njai, and a scoop for 2 for Anderson.
He's fast. He's the guy that can really exemplify the pace that Richard Pitino wants to play at. Donovan Dent was so good at it for New Mexico under Richard Pitino. Anderson has that kind of speed, and you saw it there.
Part of why Anderson wanted to stay here.
100%.
Because of what Pitino did with Donovan Dent, as a runner is down for Hammond, who continues his good start.
What a start for this guy. Redshirted a year ago because it was a crowded backcourt, but looking comfortable in his redshirt sophomore campaign.
Denied on the oop attempt as Graves gets fingers on it. Ensminger leads the break. Another one for Hammond that falls. That's 9 points before the first time out.
It's pretty rare to have a guy play as a freshman, redshirt as a sophomore, just because it's a crowded backcourt. But you can see he had 13 points in his final game as a freshman against St. Mary's in the WCC tournament. Kind of was a window into what he could be as a player. And you're seeing it here.
Looks like a red shirt well spent with how he started this year. It's left for Carroll. Open layup.
Messina Moore needs to have an attacking mindset, not settle for jump shots. They need him and Anderson to break people down and make things happen just like that.
And a trap in the corner. Njai is in there. And Njai looms back to the paint. Everything clears out. ISO'd up Allen Graves. Nothing doing. Hammond, hot hand early. He's got a size mismatch. And fires it up, and his first miss of the night is recovered by Messina Moore. It had been a 3 of 3 start for Hammond on his way to 9 points. Into the post, Njai, and it's too wide off of Messina Moore's pass. So at our first time out, Santa Clara by 5 behind Christian Hammond's 9 points for the Broncos.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. Big Ten football takes over Wrigley as Michigan takes on Northwestern. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Influencers aren't new. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
In 1941, Jeep wrote the book on four-wheel drive.
Years later, the Jeep brand is still influencing. Some create trends. We create our own trail. Some send a smiling emoji. We smile for real. Don't call it a comeback. Jeep, there's only one.
Right now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S-Gas model for $359 a month, or purchase and get no monthly payments for 90 days.
Is something you have to do, not something you get to do, okay? Which is more enjoyable, this or power washing the patio?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
The answer is this.
You want to be a Xavier Musketeer? First, there are some things you'll need to know about our campus. There are X's everywhere, like here, here, and here. It's kind of our thing. Then you've got your Xavier spaces, the study spaces, the nightlife spaces, and the game day spaces. There's so much more I could tell you about Xavier, but I think it's best if you see it for yourself.
Saturday, it's a huge college basketball doubleheader. First, AJ Devonza leads 7th-ranked BYU against Solo Ball and number 3 UConn. Wow! Then, 2nd-ranked South Carolina takes on number 8 USC. It's a huge doubleheader Saturday on Fox.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Horns down and the X all in one. Nice. 13-8 because Christian Hammond is hot.
Well, we said it. He's a high school quarterback, won 3 state championships, and it's looking like a clean pocket for Hammond early. He is comfortable and aggressive, moving without the ball, hitting a variety of shots, got a 3 from the corner, a couple of floaters. This guy, as you said, used that redshirt year well because he is playing at a high level early on. 12 points per game through 2 games and already with 9 points for the Broncos. I'm trying to speak your language with the clean pocket.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm just trying to help you out.
I didn't know that was an attempt to connect.
I'm trying.
Thank you. Usually it's pretty hard when I work with you.
Yeah.
Find common ground.
It is tough.
Thanks for using layman's terms for me.
You got it, pal.
Nick Bach, Connor Onion, great to have college basketball back. Great to be back with you, too.
So much fun.
Best seat in the house. A great place to watch college basketball here at Cintas Center. Here's Mahi, who's been the top scorer for Santa Clara early in the season. And this guy can shoot it. He misses here. And an and one for Graves off of the miss from Gavaluga. And Njai called for his first.
Again, Richard Pitino at shoot-around. It's one of the first things he talked to his group about when they were watching film here. Rebounding. It's been a problem early on. And these sorts of three-point shots can be tough to rebound. Some are long, some come off weird. And there, Graves puts it in.
Now that was the first, the last, and said a lot of times in the middle.
Correct.
For the shoot-around today for Richard Pitino.
And we talked about that bench for Xavier coming in, see if they can't change the complexion of this thing. All right with the ball here. He's coming in, brought some energy, as has the New Mexico transfer, Milicevic.
He misses the follow-away. So Santa Clara back with the ball up 7. Humboldt State, Cal Poly Humboldt was their first game, Division II opponent. They won by 30. And then took care of McNeese back at home earlier this week. And that's heavy for Garland, but another offensive rebound. Brought it down low, though. Graves gets help from Mahi, who was trying to call a timeout, but won't get it. Jump ball call. Arrow stays right here. Santa Clara keeps after Mahi shows he's more than just a big scorer. Good hustle play. Herb Sendek has had the Santa Clara team of the postseason 3 of the last 4 years in the NIT. And still looking for that elusive NCAA team. Mahi misses. Rebound for Milicevic. All right, the ball handler. Terrific season in the Missouri Valley at Valpo last year.
524 points scored as a true freshman at Valpo.
Graves out hedging. He rides Messina Moore to his first foul.
The word was moxie that Richard Pitino used to describe all right. He plays with passion. He plays with an edge. He shot the ball well. 6 of 9 from 3 in 2 games. See if he can get loose.
No question about this end of the floor for Wright. How will he defend will determine how much he plays. And Walker with an air ball. That'll be a timeout. We've seen Walker come in, give Xavier some good energy off the bench the first couple of games. His miss gives it back to Santa Clara. 7-point game early on from Cincinnati.
With schizophrenia, it can feel like your symptoms decide what you do and who you can be. If you still have symptoms, be bold and ask your healthcare provider about Cobenfy, a twice-daily pill for the treatment of schizophrenia. Cobenfy is not an antipsychotic. It's a different kind of treatment. Cobenfy showed overall improvement across a range of schizophrenia symptoms. And in clinical studies, most people saw no substantial weight gain.
Don't take if allergic to Cobenfy, have trouble emptying your bladder or stomach, certain liver problems, or untreated narrow-angle glaucoma. Serious side effects such as urinary retention, worsening liver, kidney, bile duct, and gallbladder problems, slow stomach emptying, serious allergic reactions, narrow-angle glaucoma, increased heart rate, and side effects in those with kidney problems may occur. Don't drive or use heavy machinery until you know how Cobenfy affects you. Seek help right away if you have hives, swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue, or throat, hoarseness, difficulty speaking, breathing, or emptying your bladder.
Imagine what could be Cobenfy.
Imagine what could be Cobenfy.
Enjoy the pleasure of a masterfully crafted coffee and feel like an Italian barista with Lavazza.
Maestro. This Veterans Day, Fox Sports presents the Veterans Golf Association Championship. Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Xavier looking for its first three-pointer of the night, chasing 7. Nick, we talked it before how Xavier, historically speaking, has never had a team like this. No people back from last year's team that played a minute.
It's so challenging. I know every program in the country is enduring a lot of change, but this is an extreme amount of change. No returning players from a year ago that played a single minute as you look at the class breakdown. So Richard Pitino had to go in the transfer portal and build out an entire roster. Now, he did get a couple of guys from Mexico to follow him that have helped kind of establish things of how he wants to play. But basketball is a chemistry sport, and it takes time for everybody to get on the same page, and it takes time to figure out what lineups work well together, what combinations work well together. You've seen a lot of different combinations through the first 2 games, and I think you're going to continue to see that early on.
He said that that's not going to stop.
No.
He's going to continue to tinker with the starting lineup and figure out what the right mix is.
And again, he's trying to establish his brand of basketball, which is this. You know, you're trying to wreak havoc, you're trying to pressure defensively and push the ball offensively and play fast.
Let's put on a tee for Anderson to go swipe it. He keeps it in the half court, and Darlin gets one back on him.
Jerry Darlin, excellent length for Santa Clara.
First thing that popped when you watched him, right? Was his length.
No question about it. You look at him and he looks the part.
He comes from the G League, so he was part of college basketball history.
Yes.
First player to go from the G League to college basketball after 2 years up there. Into the post. Xavier will go to the free throw line with Anthony Robinson. So this started a trickle-down effect, as you saw. Louisville go get London Johnson. Xavier has interest in a couple of guys from the G League now, so this might be the new frontier.
And we talked to Herb Sendek about it, and he eloquently just stated that there's been a lot of players from overseas that have been playing professional basketball in Turkey and Serbia and Germany and all these different places come over and play college basketball. And so you simply look at it and go, okay, what's the difference if you're playing G League or you're playing overseas? And so it's new. Anything new kind of gets met with a little resistance. But it's hard to argue that point on what is the difference between somebody playing professional basketball overseas and someone like Cherry Darlin coming in from the G League.
We saw it. You and I did the game when Fedor Zugic got eligible last year at Creighton. So we've seen that in the Big East.
You're seeing it all over the place.
Zugic was playing internationally, 21 years old, and
playing professional basketball in Germany, making money, getting paid.
Well, here is Darlin, who
I think it's just one of those things. It's more when you hear about different teams. You may hear of Fedor Zugic at Creighton and the team he's on in Germany. You don't know what a lot of people don't know what that team is. But when it's a G League, everyone knows the NBA and the G League, so it hits home a little more. It registers a little more.
When you say he played for a team that was affiliated with the Portland Trail Blazers, it's like, whoa, he's a step away from the NBA. Why is he here? And he takes a seat after drawing the foul on Wright, his first, and Oboye can't hit.
This is where you got to push it and make things happen.
Well, they do. Robinson running rim to rim, but couldn't secure it. So it's all right on the attack and missed everything but the backboard. And Santa Clara survives the scramble. Mahi has size on Wright if he wants it.
Mahi, the leading returning scorer from a year ago. He does have good size, versatile player.
Here's Ensminger backing his way in on Carroll to that dunker spot. It's Oboye. Inside 10 on the shot clock. He spins and a pretty move.
Oboye is a good-looking young prospect. Easy little drop step and 2 in the post.
He's helped Santa Clara to a 12-4 advantage in the paint in the opening half. And Anderson going reverse.
In the Boise State transfer, he was a starter on an NCAA tournament team 2 years ago. Elected to transfer to Xavier and redshirt. And you can see how explosive he is going to the basket.
Played against Richard Pitino on that Boise State team as Mahi can't connect off Ensminger's head, and Xavier recovers. Walker with some pace and scoots it past to the rim.
Really good body control. Napper set his feet to take a charge, but Walker able to control himself, not even touch him, and lay it in.
Mahi left open and connects.
Just communication. No talk there. A split second of indecision. Are you switching? Are you fighting through it? And an easy rhythm 3.
And Santa Clara has built this early lead with just 2 threes. They've made 10-plus threes in each of their first 2 wins.
And Xavier hit 11 threes in the first half of their last game, and they're still looking for their first made triple.
They'll have a chance down the baseline. Tapped out by the Broncos. And it was Messina Moore. It was Isaiah Walker coming off the bench.
He's all right, knocking down a couple as well. In my opinion, Messina Moore is the best shooter on this Xavier roster. He's got NCAA tournament experience, playing for Montana a year ago. They took on Wisconsin in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Messina Moore has to score the ball for Xavier.
Njai was headed back toward the bench. And now we're ready to go. And back in the hands of Anderson. And a timeout. Richard Pitino pointing at both of his forwards, it looked like, after Anderson had nowhere to go with that ball.
And the thing about Richard Pitino, he can draw up sets, but he's more of a coach that likes to give his players freedom and let them attack. And so right now, it's a difficult situation because you do need to somewhat manufacture some scoring opportunities and some drives or some post-ups, but that's not necessarily how he wants to play. He wants to give his guys freedom and let them go out there and attack.
How long do you think it takes to see that?
It takes games. That's the big thing. It's one thing to do it in practices. It takes real life games to really forge that understanding of not only what your coach wants from you, but what your teammates can and cannot do. So it's going to take a
we get the conference.
Yeah, probably.
See it click.
You hope it's sooner than that, but
I mean, Richard Pitino has even said it could be a trying year.
Well, I think the thing that helps that is defense leading to offense, so creating turnovers and having that lead to points, and playing fast. Playing fast simplifies the game as well.
Well, they didn't see the shot clock. Borovichinen was out dribbling.
You can tell there's just a little bit of indecision on the floor right now.
You can almost see it as that trip as an example, trying to figure out where the other 4 guys are.
Yes.
We saw a baseline out of bounds play where 2 guys ran into each other. And Xavier still trying to feel out what parts fit together.
But don't you like, Richard Pitino has an abundance of patience because he's got an abundance of confidence in himself, which I think is great to see. And he's earned that confidence. He's been coaching for a while. He may be young, but he's got some experience at multiple stops. He knows what he's doing. So I think his calmness has served this group well.
Oh, this is the type of pressure you expect. And there's the call. The right call that Xavier was hollering for. Backcourt violation back to the Musketeers.
And that's the thing, Connor. If you're going to trap ball screens, that trap's got to have some teeth into it. And you got to have the other 3 guys rotating into passing lanes. Look at this trap. Attack, high hands, and then you got Musketeers flooding the passing lanes. If you are going to trap, you better come correct.
That's an analogy, right? Not actual teeth. Yeah. Don't go bite the guy.
No, but you don't want to go bite him.
That'll get you tossed.
That's a flagrant.
Well, back to the hands of Anderson. Will they see the shot clock this time? Oravichnin with 4 on the clock. Down to 3. He's got to go. He pumps. He steps in and can't hit. So 2 late shot clocks in a row for Xavier. And Santa Clara keeps Xavier at 14. And just ahead of the under 8s. Kavalugov still trying to break free with that good outside shot. Instead he goes inside. Not here. Graves offensive rebound. And he's to the line. So twice now Graves offensive rebound to foul shots. Those will come after the timeout. A couple of 2-0 teams going at it in Cincy tonight. It'll be Alan Graves to the line when you come back in front of his friends and family.
Dogs of the world, take a stand against bland. Let the Beneful revolution begin. Real meat and veggies, explosive flavor, jaw-dropping variety. Beneful, get boring in the bowl.
Don't worry. You can't prevent sick days. That's why Kleenex lotion tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
At last, my love has come along.
Minnesota takes on Dante Moore and 9th-ranked Oregon.
Oh my goodness, look at the kid go!
Fox College Football Friday kicks off at 9 Eastern.
A watershed moment is inbound. Richard Pitino's first in the huddle as the Xavier head coach.
We come out of a timeout, we tell you 13 seconds on the clock. We gotta be better than that. 2 guys right there, he grabs the ball over us. How many times are we gonna watch that? Get in there and hit somebody.
Obviously, both things you can control. He's talking about a shot clock violation because he didn't understand the shot clock situation being at 13. And then 2 guys, 2 Musketeers, 1 Santa Clara Bronco, and the 1 Bronco comes away with the rebound. Those are the kinds of things that you have to eliminate. Good, fiery, substance build in the huddle from Richard Pitino.
Here's what he's getting at.
See a crowd of Musketeers, and it's Alan Graves that's able to come down with it.
4 offensive rebounds that Xavier's allowed. How awesome is that access, by the way?
It's so good. It is terrific.
We appreciate the coaches in the Big East giving us the chance to get smarter.
And no doubt.
Get inside that thought bubble a little bit. Well, also, it was the second time that Alan Graves did that. He climbed through 2 bodies, got fouled in an offensive rebound, and he cashes in both free throws for the biggest lead of this first half for Santa Clara.
Malik Messina Moore has 0 field goal attempts. That has to change. He has to find a way to get involved offensively. He's got the ball now.
And it gives it up. And Carroll fakes the dribble handoff, and he's fouled. And hacked hard by Alan Graves, who just picked up his 2nd personal.
I like that action, though, Connor. A couple of times, Trey Carroll has got a handoff situation up top, and he fakes the handoff. So it's a fake handoff, and he turns and hits that seam. It just puts the defense in a moment of indecision on getting ready to defend or hedge the handoff man, and he's able to get into the paint and get to the line.
You figure Carroll and Messina Moore are going to be in a lot of 2-man action this year.
I would assume that's true. Him and Roddy Anderson as well. But Messina Moore and Carroll on an empty side, whether it's a handoff or an on-ball screen, those 2 guys getting busy.
Well, this is a guy that can score in every way. 3-level scorer. Another guy just like all right. How will he defend? That is the big question. Carroll's going to play no matter what. He's going to start pretty much no matter what because of how he scores it.
Full court pressure.
And Messina Moore almost gets there. KJ Cochran holds him off. So Santa Clara into the hands of Kavalugov. Slow it up into the half court. And the turning player in the post, Insminger, looking for options. And Garland, ball at his hip as the clock gets to 10. Messina Moore right with him. Garland using his size to spin to the baseline. No finish. And it's tipped out off of Garland, out of bounds to Xavier.
That's good effort, though, from Malik Messina Moore. Had the size disadvantage dealing with Garland in the post, but played physical, did it without fouling.
Well, a foul before the ball is inbounded on Sash Gavalugov. I told you before, Gavalugov was at Villanova last year, but didn't make the trip to play against Xavier because he was hurt.
Yeah, and he can really shoot it. He's gotten off to a nice start in his Santa Clara career.
In the first 2 games, knocking shots down, and that pass intercepted. Ensminger by himself, missed it, and a foul is called. Messina Moore grabs his second personal. We couldn't believe it.
So you never assume a layup is made. You see Moore is able to trail it, and the miss. And there's a little contact there. I think that's the right call.
So it looks like Messina Moore will come out. All right is at the scores table. And if he's done for the half, it'll be a scoreless half. Not only a scoreless half, but a shotless half.
I was just going to say, it was a shotless half is the big one.
Are you sitting him for 6:30?
Now, if you can try and get him in before the under 4, potentially. But this is where it's also hard to trust coach to player. It's one thing when you've coached a guy for a couple years, how do they handle foul trouble? You're still learning those elements of things, too.
I love your aggressive mindset. Your 2 foul participation would be in the 100th percentile.
It would if you're a head coach.
And a lead 8 for Santa Clara. Robinson can't handle the pass and the turnover. Here comes Cochran, one-on-one with Wright. The help is there on the block by Borovichinen.
It's a good job from All Right after the turnover to not make one mistake become 2 by fouling. So many players get frustrated and go hack down. He's able to just get in front of Cochran and let Borovichinen come and clean it up.
And important, too, because Borovichinen loses it out of bounds. But that would have been Wright's second foul.
Yes.
He's the guy that came in because of foul trouble.
Certainly got to be intelligent with your aggression.
Thumbs down the call. Roddy Anderson seems to know what this play is. He's got the on-ball defense, just signaled to the defense. Thumbs down. No, he's right with him. Looked like he knew what was coming. Floor burn time. He shovels it to Robinson. Does Xavier have help coming with him? Nope, he just takes it himself.
Mark that play. That's an energy tone setter from Roddy Anderson. The steal and the dive.
Well, more good energy from him chasing the ball, but he had Oboye behind him.
Oboye is a nice pick and roll finisher.
Anderson strips, and that is off of Xavier.
One more look at it. Good pressure on the ball and a nice dive. That's the kind of effort plays that you're looking for to just set the tone and change the complexion of this thing.
The 6th turnover for Xavier has it back to Santa Clara up 8. I'm with you on Oboye. Didn't really get to see a chance at what he can do the first game because he was done after a play.
One play, got a dunk and landed wrong on his foot.
Garland gives it up. Mahi relocates.
Good effort from Borovichinen.
Right with him. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Cochran backs his way in on Wright, who is there with him in a foul call.
Boy, you could just feel that All Right was starting to get a little too physical as that drive progressed. Does a good job cutting him off, chesting him a couple of times. And here on the contest, just keep your hands back. That was really close.
So the final foul to give for Xavier. Next foul on Xavier sends Santa Clara to the 1-and-1. But more importantly on that play, Messina Moore and Wright now both have 2 fouls.
2 of the best three-point shooters on the roster.
And Messina Moore was the guy he came in for. So both guys down as Walker comes back in. Borovichinen can't fend off Mahi.
big-time pivot spin from Elijah Mahi.
The lead is double digits as Mahi is up to 7 points. 16.5 points per game for Mahi the first 2 games. Now pressure from Darlin.
Roddy Anderson's got to come get the ball. He's just standing on the far side. Got to have guys helping everyone out.
Well, Xavier already used that use it or lose it timeout. They have to use another one in this first half. Santa Clara has separated up 10. Herb Sendek over 500 career wins. He goes back to facing Xavier in the 90s as Miami, Ohio's head coach. He was the MAC Coach of the Year in 1995. Terrific run at NC State as the ACC Coach of the Year. Arizona State for a time. No matter where he goes, he finds his way into the Coach of the Year conversation.
No doubt about it. It's one thing to get it done at one stop, but he's got it done at multiple stops. And look at that coaching tree from Herb Sendek. A lot of head coaches have coached under Herb Sendek.
Thad Matta, his 3rd tour through the Big East. Of course, here at Xavier for 3 years. Now his 2nd tour at Butler. All part of the Herb Sendek coaching tree. And he is part of the Rick Pitino coaching tree.
Correct.
Into the post, and Robinson has it stolen.
Been a lot of turnovers throwing the ball into the post for Xavier.
And that's 7 on the night already. An offensive foul. Oboye called for that. That's his 2nd.
And you wondered what Richard Pitino would do. He's coming back with Malik Messina Moore. You got the under 4 media timeout coming. And so you put your best shooter back on the floor here with 2 personal fouls.
So yeah, hope is you steal an offensive possession and get him out.
Correct.
Right? Well, Messina Moore without a shot. He's the leading scorer through 2 games for Xavier. Anderson steps in and can't connect on the 3. It's volleyballed out of bounds. And Messina Moore doesn't get a shot, but he does avoid the 3rd foul. Santa Clara, impressive start in their first road game of the year, up 10.
Meet your new Dell PC with Intel inside. Not only is it a great holiday helper, it's a great deal too. With all-day battery life to power through your to-dos, so you have extra free time and extra savings. Which means this holiday season, you can be as extra as you want.
Fairlife Chocolate Ultra Filtered Milk brightens all your holiday traditions. With 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and a delicious taste, Fairlife makes any moment magical.
Line of defense against sensitivity. When people are experiencing sensitivity, they're experiencing an exposed layer of the tooth. Sensodyne helps by creating a protective barrier on those exposed areas. I love Sensodyne because it works.
Extra value meals are back at McDonald's. For just $5, get a savory and sweet sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, plus hash browns and a coffee. The sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles meal for $5.
BYU, UConn. Then South Carolina, USC. It's a huge doubleheader Saturday on Fox.
Start your Saturday strong as Michigan clashes with Northwestern at a special venue. Historic Wrigley Field. It all starts with Big Noon Kickoff, 10 a.m. Eastern, live from the heart of Chicago. Then it's Michigan, Northwestern, Big Noon Saturday, only on Fox. There is a scenario, Nick Bob, that will interest some people here in Ohio. Michigan wins out before Thanksgiving. That game against Ohio State could be for a playoff.
Oh my gosh. You're giving the folks in Ohio some anxiety.
Well, if I was staying true to where we are, I wouldn't have been allowed to say Michigan in that promo, right?
You better watch yourself as you're walking into the parking lot here, my man.
Got a good bodyguard. You? Me? A 10-point Santa Clara lead. Messina Moore is out there with the 2 fouls. Xavier's leading scorer. is on the ball with Hammond, who had the hot start for Santa Clara. 9 points for Hammond. That's the game high right now.
Important final 4 minutes here for the complexion of this thing is you get a great charge as Roddy Anderson was fighting in the post and timed it up perfectly against the bigger Elijah Mahi. Taking a look at a couple of, you just time it up. You get chested once, and you get ready for that second bang, and you take it. But if you're Xavier, is it one of those halves where you didn't play well and you go into the halftime maybe with a single, only down to 8 or 9, or does this thing get ballooned out to 15 or 16?
Can they get Messina Moore going? He gives it up. Carroll has a lane filler, but Milicevic misses the one in tight. Mahi brings it in a hurry for Darlin. A 3 is heavy. A rebound for Walker. And Carroll looking for guys running with him in transition. And he backs his way into the post on Mahi. Wants it right back. Into the face-up game. Now back to the basket again. Push shot. No. Follow between 3 Santa Clara players, and Napper with the steal.
Turnover starting to mount for the Musketeers. Number 8.
Well, a lot of them have come close to the basket, as you mentioned. And it looks like Xavier's going to manufacture an easy shot. It's Darlin fouled hard by Anderson.
It's a great slip after you set a flare screen from Cherry Darlin. He's going to set that flare and then slip right down the middle as the switch was happening, and Roddy Anderson can't recover. Just good action from Santa Clara.
Well, adding Darlin and some of the other guys that Herb Sendek has kind of feels like usual suspects contending in the WCC this year, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, it's inevitable that it's going to be St. Mary's, Gonzaga. Yep. And then San Francisco and Santa Clara, those next 2 teams in the top 4.
Totally. And with Cherry Darlin, he's a different kind of a player in terms of his size, a true 3-and-D kind of a guy. 6'8", long arms, can shoot the 3.
And his 2 free throws will make it a 14-4 run. This a 3, Milicevic, and heavy. And Xavier still without a 3.
Again, made 11 first-half threes in their last contest.
And 13 overall in that game. Shot over 50% in the win. Carroll went up in the air. Napper right by 2 guys.
And we talked about what's it going to look like. Is it going to balloon to a bigger lead, or is Xavier going to cut into it? It's starting to balloon a little bit going into half.
Santa Clara won both of its first 2 games by double digits. Up 14 in the first half on the road. Right, series of pump fakes. And out of bounds back to the Broncos.
A lot of contact as All Right was driving. Santa Clara has been disruptive at the rim, whether it's blocking shots, getting a hand on passes, contesting things. Give the Broncos credit.
Facing some full court pressure. Mir Panam is into the game for Xavier. He's coming back from a toe injury. Panam, 13 points a game at North Dakota.
Yeah,
transferring to Xavier.
Probably the most athletic player on the roster. Juice was the word that Richard Pitino used to describe Panam. Said he just brings it. They need some juice here in the final minute and a half.
And it hangs on the rim into the hands of Napper. Second chance at it. Mahi off the mark. And the rebound leads to a foul. And Hammond down there scrapping. And we got Chukwu DeBell, Francis Chukwu DeBell, with big-time foul trouble for Santa Clara in the post.
Yes.
Yeah, shooters, their starter.
Yeah, you got shooters in foul trouble for Xavier, but post players for Santa Clara mountain with some foul issues.
Boye, they're starting big with 2 fouls. Alan Graves came off the bench, has 2 fouls. And Robinson misses the front end. And an empty trip for Xavier. Still stuck on chasing 14 points. Hammond on the drive. Oh, beautiful with the left hand.
Hesitation, ball never even touched his right hand for a scoop soft off the backboard. That was gorgeous.
So make it 3 games in a row with double-figure scoring for Hammond. He's done it tonight in the first half.
Guy's got to move right now.
Well, Panam gives it up for Carroll, and he gets an easy one.
Credit Panam. Had nowhere to go with it. Just probed down, and Carroll's able to get free.
Well, we asked Richard Pitino, what would the minutes be like for Panam? And he said probably not a lot. Coming back from the toe injury, but if he does that.
Yeah, well, and you need somebody to spark the Musketeers.
Insminger hits from 3.
Big time. He shot it well so far this year.
A little out of control for Panam, and out of bounds staying with Xavier. Well, coming up in the Jeep halftime report, Mike Hill, Casey Jacobson preview tomorrow's big matchups. Illinois and Texas Tech, Michigan and Wake Forest. Top 15 hoops in Champaign, and man, Michigan was impressive in their opening game.
And I was able to see Illinois on Friday night. They've scored 113 points in both of their games so far. That group can really score it in Champaign.
A heavy European influence.
Very.
For Brad Underwood in Champaign this year. 34.8 reads the clock. We're probably going to get an adjustment. Matt Potter, Tony Chiazza, Nathan Hall are officials. They're over taking a peek. Good news, if you're just checking in on college basketball this year, we should see end of game, end of half move along a little bit better. Then you got coaches' challenges this year.
Correct, but I think you're going to see far less time at the monitor in the final 2 minutes of games, which is what is best for the game.
Yeah, the big one is the out of bounds. Not a challenge. This is not one, but
yes,
if we get there,
correct,
we'll preempt it with this.
Different with the coach's challenge. At any point in the game, out of bounds, basket interference, and goaltending, it has to be called on the floor, and then restricted area fouls as well. One challenge. If you are successful, you get a second one, but that's all you get. You only get 2. And as you see at the bottom, it's important. You have to have a timeout to challenge. So there's going to be some strategy on when you or if you want to challenge something at any point in the game.
Right, and it should be noted, if you win that second one, that's it.
That's
no matter
it.
What. Yeah. Well, it's good news for fans of UCLA and Oklahoma. Their game is next, women's basketball, because we should see games get into 2-hour windows a little bit better.
Hopefully.
Try to sort out the clock here.
Well, if you're Richard Pitino and Xavier, you need to get to halftime, and you need to gather yourself a little bit here. What you can't allow happen, and I don't think it's really unfolded. You can't allow a rough night offensively to impact your energy defensively, because that's how you're going to dig your way out of this 17-point hole. You see deficits get erased all the time.
And Xavier has shown they have the shooting to get him back in the game.
No question. No question about it.
That's kind of the good news, bad news thing, right? The bad news is you're down 17. The good news within that is that three-point shooting hasn't gotten going yet.
No, you haven't really felt like you've gotten anything, any sort of rhythm offensively at all. You said, was this thing going to balloon, or was Xavier going to cut into it? It's now out to 17.
And Messina Moore turns it over. Christian Hammond doing everything in the first half.
Santa Clara is doing a nice job defensively, making life tough. Just keeping Messina Moore on that sideline, forcing the turnover. Turnover number 9.
It's been a very well-rounded start, not just to this game, but to the season for Hammond. Leader in steals. He's actually their leader in rebounds, too. He's a guard.
He is really playing well. He got the party started, scored 9 points right away to build this lead for Santa Clara.
Well, final 10 seconds of the half. Hammond hiding out behind a screen, down to 5 to go. Hammond spins in on right, leaves it, got it back, and at the buzzer, Hammond's half, nearly perfect.
Another 50-50 loose ball in the paint, and the Broncos are able to come up with it. And He got the scoring started early, and he finishes it late. Just a An out-of-control spin, able to pick up the loose change and get it up and in. What a half on the road from Santa Clara.
13, Nick. 13 points for Hammond. He only missed once. 5 of 6 for Christian Hammond. So he has quieted what can be a raucous atmosphere on the road. 39-20 in Cincy.
What kind of gift can $39 get you these days? It could send someone overseas. Drop them in their ancestral village and give them a taste of their heritage. From mom's side and dad's side. It can open a whole new world of faraway places and fascinating people that make them who they are today. That's a big gift for a small price.
If you have heart disease and struggle with LDL-C,
even with statins and diet,
listen to your heart.
Talk to your doctor about Repatha.
Repatha plus a statin lowers LDL-C by 63%. Do not take Repatha if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu.
Enjoy the pleasure of a masterfully crafted coffee and feel like an Italian barista with Lavazza.
Maestro.
Influencers aren't new. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
In 1941, Jeep wrote the book on four-wheel drive.
Years later, the Jeep brand is still influencing. Some create trends, we create our own trail. Some send a smiling emoji, we smile for real. Don't call it a comeback. Jeep, there's only one.
Right now, purchase and get no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee models. Hurry, this great offer ends soon. Visit your local Jeep brand dealer today.
The job search. It's so impersonal. Sometimes all you feel like is a walking resume. And the jobs you do find are just bad fit after bad fit. What's this? Indeed Career Scout, your personal career coach. Can it find jobs tailored to you? And help you get seen for all your skills? Well, the future of job searching has arrived. Try it at Indeed.com/careerscout.
Quiet time means delivery time. And when I check out with Pays, my actual card number stays hidden from the restaurant. Pays is from my banks and credit unions.
Well, what if we...
And my card numbers stay up to date automatically.
Delivery!
So even if I can't find a quiet room...
Did you say party vacuum?
At least I can keep checkout easy.
Pays, online checkout offered by banks and credit unions.
Marshall's buyers travel far and wide to hustle the best deals on amazing holiday gifts. So you don't have to.
It's cashmere. This is Italian leather. European chocolate.
We get the deals. You gift the good stuff.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
What we do is bait scammers into a trap and confront those responsible.
Get on your face! Scammed, Getting Even, streaming now on Fox Nation.
So 20 years until retirement.
At this rate, it's probably going to be more like 40.
Okay, no, way too long. Let's see how much you're spending. Download an app called Rocket Money.
Oh, wow. I've got 3 DoorDash accounts. I totally forgot to cancel those.
You know you can cancel those right in the app? Rocket Money has a clear dashboard that shows you all your income and expenses, helping you stay in control of your goals.
It also shows you a list of all your subscriptions and how much you're paying all in one place. Is this the best budgeting app?
Yes, and it's called Rocket Money.
Welcome to the Jeep Halftime Report, sponsored by Jeep. There is only one. Hey there, welcome inside our LA studios alongside Casey Jacobson. I'm Mike Hill. It's back out the second half action momentarily, but we have a couple of good matchups tomorrow night on FS1. We want to tell you about starting at 6 p.m. Eastern with a very talented Michigan squad hosting Wake Forest. That is followed by a battle of ranked teams with Texas Tech facing Illinois and Champaign. That's at 8:30 Eastern. Looking forward to both of these games, but I want to talk about Texas Tech and Illinois, especially JT Toppin coming off a monster game for the Red Raiders. But what intrigues you about this matchup and why?
Mike, you know how much I love offense.
Yes.
Like, defense is aight.
Yeah, aight.
But offense is where it's at, and these two teams can fill it up. Illinois in their first 2 games have scored 113 twice in a row.
Yeah.
Texas Tech in their first 2 games, 98 points twice. All right, so I love this, but the matchup that I want to zero in right now is at the point guard position, the most important position in all of basketball. And you're looking at Christian Anderson for Texas Tech. And yeah, he's got JT Toppin to give the ball to, but he can score in bunches. In the first 2 games, averaging 26 points per game and 9 assists. So he's going to do a little bit of everything for Grant McCaslin's squad. And then for Illinois, Kylan Boswell. Yeah, he's a vet. He's a senior now, coming off his best game maybe of his life. 31 points and 10 rebounds at the point guard position. He can defend and pass. Instead of being a scorer, my advice to Kylan Boswell is to lock in defensively against Christian Anderson. Keep him in front and don't let him get any open looks. That will give his team the best chance of winning this game.
All right, Illinois could make some noise in the Big Ten if Boswell does what he did a couple of years ago when he was at Arizona early in that season when he got off to that good start there. Meanwhile, Michigan, they won 27 games last year, won the Big Ten tournament. They lost 2 7-footers, but you still say that they are better than last year's team.
Yeah, I think that Michigan, they're my favorite to win the Big Ten. Even over Purdue is ranked, as high as they are right now in the country. And I say that because Michigan has the most talent in the Big Ten. But, Mike, it's more than that. It's how that talent fits together. Now, it all starts with this young man right here. That's Yaxel Lindeberg. Yeah. He's dealing with a wrist injury, but when he gets healthy, he has no weakness. And then the addition of Morez Johnson Jr., who had 24 points last game, and 7'3" Adai Mara, a double-double machine. They might have the best front court in the country, Mike. And then to wrap that all up, they have shooting with Namari Burnett and Will Cheddar. And then Elliot Cadeau, the transfer from North Carolina, he's, to me, the one that will make this all work. He is a pass-first point guard, which is what this team needs. He had 12 assists and only 1 turnover in Game 1. Can he continue that? I don't know if it's going to be that 12-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, but that's what they need, a guy that can take care of the basketball, get them into offense, and spray the ball to all the offensive weapons they have.
I'm very impressed about Michigan this year. Yaxel was going to be a difference maker. He was a difference maker for UAB, led them in just about every statistical category. See what he does for the Wolverines this year. Hey, we'll get you back out for the second half right after this short break. Stick around.
I get it. It's hard to change. Me, I'm pretty loyal. I've been on the same team for 17 years. Same coach for 11. Never switched my number once. And I start every warm-up with a pass from the same guy. What's up, Curtis? And I shoot from the same spot. Every time. So you can imagine how good something has to be for me to change.
Can't beat it, can't beat it, can't beat it, can't beat it with the big bad dough. Come on. Don't I make it look easy? Don't I make it look good?
I have a patient who is a victim of domestic abuse. We'll find a way to help you.
Where are you going?
Please hurry. This man is violent.
Please don't.
Doc, all new, Tuesday on Fox. Another day in the finance department. Wait, did we pay this already? 6070 airfare, 6040 meals and entertainment. Receipts, expense reports, invoices, purchase orders. What's that? Ramp? Cards with built-in policies. Expenses that submit themselves? Look at it go. Okay, what does it code automatic? Oh. We're fixing the parts of finance you hate. Ramp. Love finance.
Rollback just dropped their licensed game day collection. Polos, hoodies, Q-zips, custom designed for your school. On game days, we wear Rollback, period.
I foster a lot of dogs. One time this Instacart shopper could tell I was really stressed out. 3 bottles of cleaner, food, paper towels, and then a slice of cake. She went out of her way to walk through it with me, which meant a lot. Instacart definitely makes everything feel less overwhelming.
A 19-point jump for Santa Clara on the road in a place that historically is real hard to win. Xavier has won almost 85% of their games since this place opened 26 years ago, back with Nick Bach, Connor Onion. So it's saying something to have a 19-point lead at Cintas Center.
No doubt about it, and really controlled the whole complexion of the first half right from the get-go did Santa Clara. Christian Hammond got the party started, scoring, getting everybody comfortable, but Xavier just could not find any sort of rhythm on either end of the floor. Only 20 points scored, 9 turnovers. So certainly a lot of areas to clean up if you're Richard Pitino.
People are talking in the line at halftime. Santa Clara to the NCAA tournament?
Tell you what, they're deep, they're big. I will say that, they're bigger in person than they looked on film. But 0 for 5 from 3. We asked Richard Pitino at shoot-around, I asked him, hey, what does it need to look like for your team to be successful? And he brought up 3-point shooting. And so to go 0 for 5 is just obviously not going to get it done when you're a team that's somewhat built to be able to beat you from beyond the arc.
Right. And obviously the NCAA tournament talk a little bit tongue-in-cheek on November 10th.
What? It's never too early to start thinking about
that's
March.
True. That's,
Come on.
There's a way too early bubble that gets published on like April 8th.
There's like bracketology in the offseason. But I'm just like, do I click on it and look at it? I do.
Yes, you do. We've got a clock issue. They shaved 5 minutes off of the clock.
That's not ideal for Xavier.
Not the way to make a comeback. No, 5 minutes getting erased.
The one thing I would say for Xavier is that their defense obviously has to be their best friend right now to get some stops. But one thing it'll do is if you can get some stops and get in play in transition, that'll help you, because when Xavier's gotten bogged down in the half court, that's when they've turned the ball over and they've really struggled.
And trying to get their top guy going, Messina Moore had the foul trouble, didn't put up a shot in the first half, and it's Anderson splitting, fumbled it on his way into the shot blocker Oboye. So he gives it up for Carroll, who also splits 2 and draws a foul.
One thing I want to see more from Messina Moore is movement. He's doing a lot of standing and floating and not a lot of sharp cuts, not really coming off screens. He's got to move and set screens and get the ball with some purpose.
Well, 2 screens set for him, and instead it goes into the post for Borovicinen, and a nice hook, but it's short, and a rebound for Ensminger. So Santa Clara led by those 13 points that Hammond scored in the first half, up by 19. And good hands, Anderson. Mahi saves the possession. Mahi charging downhill, Wild with the miss, and Carroll got pushed. Well, the signal was they were going to go to the monitor. They will. Boye called for the foul. That would be his 3rd when it goes in the book. It hasn't officially gone in the book yet, but the foul was on 12 on Santa Clara, Oboye. And just when we were talking before halftime about pace of play.
Yes.
Nick Bajinks is it. I'll wear that one. That was on me.
You walked me into it.
Matt Potter, Tony Giazza, Nathan Hall with a little FaceTime. Oboye, you saw him highlighted. He was the one crashing
right
the offense.
Down the middle. I just think that's
dangerous, but yeah. Nothing to upgrade that, right?
It looks like a common foul to me, but there certainly was some extension, and Trey Carroll did go flying.
The previous play is upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul.
They're all going to call.
Oh. Huh.
Flagrant one, Oboye. There is an extension into the back of Trey Carroll.
Okay, so Carroll will go down and shoot. So Oboye is called for the foul. And he's up to 3 on the night. And Carroll with a chance to chip away for Xavier and got his first. Yeah, I was with you though. First look, I thought probably not, but enough on the extension.
Yeah, enough on the extension that I think warrants an upgrade.
And so a couple plus the ball for Xavier with Carroll up to 10 points on the night.
Could be a 4 or 5 point possession here.
Santa Clara led it by 19 into the locker room. Xavier the first up there with Carroll on the Oboye upgraded flagrant. And Messina Moore guarded by Hammond. Right back to him. They get him in ball screen action. Gives it up, wide open look, and it goes. It's a 5-point trip with Borovichinen hitting the 3.
And an assist from Messina Moore. He gets a ball screen, gets downhill on the lane line, and is able to kick it opposite. A big swing there.
So as much life as we've heard from that student section down this end in this game.
And the Cintas Center crowd just hasn't had a ton to cheer about.
Oboye loses that, but Carroll did touch it last. It'll stay with the Broncos. The Anderson hustle play in the first half, and then that 3, as much as we've seen the crowd involved.
Absolutely.
So it's out with 11 on the shot clock. It's Mahi backing his way in. 3 power dribbles and a foul call. Borovichinen.
Mahi is a big forward that is comfortable playing through contact with his back to the basket. You got to be able to wrestle him in the post without fouling.
He is 220 pounds. And backing his way in. He's got some quick feet too and good vision. So he hits Napper on the baseline. Pops into the lane and finishes.
All started with the great basket cut from Napper. He hit that baseline and Mahi found him and was able to get another shot right around the rim to go down.
So first points of the half for Santa Clara after the first 5 went to Xavier. And Carroll bumps in, step back, short, and Robinson can't go get it on the offensive glass.
That's a tough shot.
Ensminger off a ball fake. Robinson shows, replaced by Graves. Hammond is fouled, the 3rd on Malik Messina Moore. Crowd thought it was clean. So did Richard Pitino.
Take another look at it. Ooh, it looked like Hammond just dribbled it off his foot. Didn't it look like this?
Yeah.
That's a tough break. That's the 3rd foul on Messina Moore.
Well, that's what the Xavier bench thought the call was at first, too. That's why the reaction from Richard Pitino.
That's a break for Santa Clara.
Napper, strong drive once again. So 6 points for Brenton Napper. And extends it to 43-25. Back to 18 for Santa Clara. All right, checks back in. And a whistle defensively on the Broncos. It is on Hammond. And it's his first. Well, Wright has been run off the line. He's been held without a 3-point attempt.
Yeah.
Messina Moore has been held without a shot, period, for Xavier. The 2 best outside shooters, both dealing with foul trouble and low volume. Wright gets to the basket, but can't connect. Napper scored this trip or this time on the last trip, up to 6 points on the night. And looking inside for Alan Graves. Couldn't get it to him, but a nice feed, and Darlin is there to close it out.
Another great back cut off of the penetration from a Bronco, yielding good results.
Anderson, Carroll up out of the pack.
Eddie Anderson's going to have to be a playmaker and be aggressive.
Xavier with some points in the paint on a night where Santa Clara has doubled them in the paint. Graves scrapping. 2 Musketeers down to get him with Carroll and Anderson. And a jump ball keeps it with the Broncos.
Close to a travel from Graves going down to get that loose ball. But credit Graves and Santa Clara in general. They've won a lot of 50-50 balls.
We've seen them first to the floor a bunch.
Yes.
Well, maybe with that in mind, Panam will get some early minutes for Xavier.
And you need an athlete, a defender, to try to spark this into the floor for Xavier.
And he's on the ball here. Panam didn't play until late in that first half. And still hounding Gavalugov. 5 of the shot clock. Step back, deep 2, rattles down.
Boy, a possession going nowhere. And Gavalugov just has to go make a play. That's a tough, long 2, but it goes down.
It would have been a quiet night for him until that. His first basket of the night. And the lead 20 for Santa Clara. And Walker swirls out a 3.
Good clean look, though.
And Hammond 13 in the first half. And nothing doing yet in this half. We approach the under 16 at the next step ball. Ensminger has size on Walker, but Walker with good hands. His deflection leads to the Carroll steal. Nice behind the back dribble and a foul. And Trey Carroll to the free throw line when you come back. Santa Clara has built their lead to 20.
Doing a nice job not standing and watching. A little back cut from Cherry Darlin. Getting the tough 2 in traffic.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. Big Ten football takes over Wrigley as Michigan takes on Northwestern. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Fairlife Chocolate Ultra Filtered Milk brightens all your holiday traditions. With 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and a delicious taste, Fairlife makes any moment magical. Fairlife.
Real strength isn't pushing through pain, it's treating it. When there's no pain, there's more gain. Advil targets pain caused by inflammation for fast, strong relief.
What about our competitors? They're made around the world. You can check for yourself right at the shelf.
How?
Those are on me. Just kidding. You got to pay for those.
You want to be a Xavier Musketeer? First, there are some things you'll need to know about our campus. There are X's everywhere. Like here, here, and here. It's kind of our thing. Then you've got your Xavier spaces, the study spaces, the nightlife spaces, and the game day spaces. There's so much more I could tell you about Xavier, but I think it's best if you see it for yourself.
Saturday, it's a huge college basketball doubleheader. First, AJ DeBonza leads 7th-ranked BYU against Solo Ball and number 3 UConn. Wow! Then, 2nd-ranked South Carolina takes on number 8 USC. It's a huge doubleheader Saturday on Fox.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. With Nick Bach, Connor Onion, 20-point game, which got our minds thinking, when was the last time Xavier overcame a 20-point deficit and won? It was 2017. So it's been 8 years.
Yes, it's been a while. But you see these kinds of deficits get erased all the time in basketball. And there's got to be a nice combination of urgency with also not playing crazy. You have plenty of time if you're Xavier to chip away at this thing.
What do they say in the NBA? 20 is the new 12?
Yes. Yeah, with the three-point shot, you can erase. There's just something that happens psychologically when you cut a lead to single digits. You know, there just are steps to this thing. You chip away at it, you get it to 9, and then all of a sudden there's some game pressure that swung on to Santa Clara. So you got plenty of time, but got to find some disruption on this end of the floor.
The Santa Clara offense that has scored over 80 points a game their first 2 games. One of those was against a D2 opponent. But they won by 12 against McNeese, who went to the NCAA tournament last year by double digits.
Good help from Walker.
Ball moving around. They got an open look. And Graves crashes the glass. And a foul call. And Panam calls for the foul underneath for Xavier on the defensive rebound.
Got the scramble, but Graves has been active in the paint.
Man, a 3 is back. There's the outside shooting for Gavalugov.
And again, Graves keeps the possession alive. Draws that foul, and then Gavalugov's able to knock down a 3. But it's an effort play that keeps it going.
Well, Walker on the strong take. Well, Graves, that's 3 times now. Offensive rebound leads to something good for the Broncos.
No doubt. Coming in and just playing hard. 3 offensive rebounds, 5 total for the game. It's a guy that was an accomplished high school basketball player. He was the 2024 Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year out of high school. And he's got a lot of family and friends that have made the drive to Cincinnati. They'll go take a seat now, but well earned.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about playing all of their games out west. Pretty much. This is the closest game for his family from Louisiana.
How about that?
I'm about to pull up maps here and figure out how far is the drive to Louisiana.
That's got to be a pretty good trek.
Well, fortunately, there was a lane violation, so I have a chance to do that. All right, from his hometown to here is an 11-hour and 28-minute drive.
That's nothing. To watch Alan Graves play?
Come on.
Come on.
But yeah, that is the closest to his family. Yeah. The former Mr. Basketball of the state of Louisiana. Santa Clara has made a habit of getting Mr. Basketball. Carlos Stewart, who was on last year's team, was Louisiana Mr. Basketball. Going out to California. And a foul called on Wright. And reaching in on Darlin. So both guards for Xavier that had foul trouble first half. Also in the second half with foul trouble. All right says, I'm A-okay.
I'm all right.
So he does stay in. And Messina Moore still sitting on the bench with his 3. And a touch foul called down in the block. Milicevic with his first.
Been a lot of pushing and shoving in the post. They've let some of these go. Tony Chiazzi told Richard Tino it was the arm bar.
Lob Oboye. It's 5 team fouls both ways. Not to the under 12 yet in this second half, and that counts. Elijah Mahi +1.
Such good strength from Mahi. It all starts with the ball fake from the perimeter. That gets Walker off balance, and he's able to attack and get the spin and through the contact. A really strong wing in the leading returning scorer from a year ago. 11 points per game last season. Showing you why with the drive.
From Canada to Santa Clara. Sound familiar?
It does.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, baby.
Steve Nash, former Bronco on that 96 NCAA tournament team. Carroll whips a pass, and 2 guys were there to block it. Oboye got a piece, and off the save from Darlin. He's there to take it the other way. Mahi rejects the ball screen, backs it back out, hits the roll man, and a slam for Oboye. And a timeout for
Both ends of the floor, Santa Clara dictating and making things happen. Can Xavier mount a comeback? The Broncos are feeling it here in Cincinnati.
I'm pretty much a football legend.
Have faith. This is my road.
We're getting ready for war here. You know, this is it. Here they come.
As a football player, you realize the game itself is bigger than you.
You got to stick with it, even when it hurts.
You want to quit? Hell no.
Y'all ready for this?
I want $250,000 for the boy. I see cops. Your daughter's dead, too.
Fox Tuesday.
This is not just an abduction.
Murder in a Small Town is all new.
Price is double. $500,000.
We need proof of life.
Yeah, let's go.
I heard screaming.
This is just a distraction.
From what?
Hands where I can see him.
You're gonna bring your daughter home, okay?
Murder in a Small Town, all new Tuesday on Fox.
Most days, there's no way these kids are up before 11. They know. Big noons in town.
What's the key to a win today, Matt? Back when I won the Heisman, what do I say? Ingram, how's my hair, huh? Don't skip leg day, coach. Is this my camera? Where's my camera? What's this?
Turn off the light. Hey, wake up! It's only 6 more hours to kick off.
Sunday on Fox. Caleb Williams leads the Bears against Justin Jefferson and the Vikings. Or Sam Darnold and the Seahawks take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams. It's a huge day of football. Sunday on Fox. Check for the game in your area. BYU, UConn. Then South Carolina, USC. It's a huge doubleheader Saturday on Fox.
A good balance from Santa Clara to go up 54-31, forcing the Richard Pitino timeout. Well, Fox Sports proudly salutes our nation's veterans and the organizations that serve them every day. Our veterans deserve to live with dignity and independence and not on the streets. That's why we're making Camo our cause this Veterans Day in support of the Honor U.S. Vets campaign. To donate and learn how you can help end veteran homelessness, visit go.fox/USVets today. There's some veterans honored at halftime here at Cintas Center. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow to everybody that served. Nick Bach, Connor Onion. We touched on it a little bit ago. Xavier has not erased a 20-point deficit to win in 8 years. That's what they'll try to do here. As Santa Clara stays downhill as Ensminger leaves it, sharing the ball beautifully for Darlin. And he hung on the rim, and that will draw the foul for the extracurriculars.
And Richard Pitino just can't even believe it. Out of a timeout, just a one-handed sloppy pass leads to a run-out dunk. Maybe in the G League you could do a chin-up on the rim, but not in college basketball.
So a tech on Darlin.
See if he were trying to get Messina Moore on the board. There's a free throw and misses it.
If you weren't with us earlier, Darlin, 2 years in the G League, first college basketball player to come from the G League into college basketball. Did you see what Giannis said the other day?
With Marquette?
Yeah. Does that mean I have eligibility at Marquette?
I know Shaka doesn't take transfers, but I think he would make an exception with that one.
Would be a look out St. John's and UConn moment if Giannis gets eligible. Trey Carroll, yes. Bring it up.
It's the second made three of the game for the Musketeers.
They need much more like the shooting they had in the second game of the year when they made 13. If they're going to make this up, down 22. And the right, dealing with the 3 fouls, played good defense. But Carroll with the turnover in transition. So Santa Clara right back to the basket, and a bank shot for Gavaluga.
Just been a little sloppy with the ball in traffic, whether it's dribbling or passing for Xavier.
Right, step in. Nope. His first attempt of the night is torn away by Oboye.
Good in traffic rebound from Oboye.
Long pass, Mahi ready to shoot. Anderson right in his pocket. Gavalugov. Right back in his hands. And the Jets off the ball screen. Gavalugov is spiked. Anthony Robinson. Baseline out for Santa Clara.
Robinson can do this. He's got a good body, long arms, pretty good shot blocker in limited minutes at Virginia a year ago. And when you pressure the basketball, you got to have someone on the back end that can erase things at the rim.
You know, Robinson is taller than who I'm about to bring up, but I walked in the gym today and kind of thought it was Marcus Foster for a second, who played with him. You're right, last year. Kind of cut up like Marcus was. Spin, Maki denied. Njai got it on the way up, apparently. Santa Clara thought that was on the way down.
That was really close.
So the clean block and out of bounds. Back to Xavier. Santa Clara has blocked 5 shots with under 12 to go. That's their average in the first 2 games. They've got it with 11:57 to go.
Old Trapper beats. One-upping.
I'm a big Old Trapper fan. Not bigger than me. I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor. What about the clear bag? That shows you exactly what you're getting. Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Will you sign my bag and my tattoo?
Extra value meals are back at McDonald's. For just $8, get 10 tender, juicy chicken McNuggets, plus hot salted fries and a medium drink. The 10-piece McNuggets meal for $8.
Okay, you can stop asking for Reese's Oreo Cups because we literally made Reese's Oreo Cups. And they taste, amazing. That's probably why you asked for them in the first place, huh? Smart.
You know what I'm in the mood for?
Come on, now you try it.
Why did you do it?
I wanted to save the world.
Why do I have to wait for payday? I show up for work every day. I should have access to my money when I want. That's why I bank fee-free at Chime. My paycheck hits up to 2 days early when I direct deposit, and I get fee-free overdraft that has my back. Plus, I can get paid when I say, up to $500. No credit check, no interest, no mandatory fees. Finally, I'm in control of my money. This is so awesome. I got everyone I know to join. Join the millions of members like us, banking fee-free at Chime.
Four-point jump, Santa Clara. I mentioned it coming out of halftime. Place opened 26 years ago. Hard to win here.
Yes.
85% of the time Xavier wins. Our stat comparison sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. 16 points, 17 points, back-to-back games. Nothing tonight from Messina Moore.
Yeah, and obviously he was brought here to score the basketball. It's what he was able to do at Montana a year ago. The Grizz played in the NCAA tournament. He is far too important to not only not score, but he's not taking a field goal attempt. He's not taking a shot. He's just got to get himself involved in the action offensively.
Anderson into Darlin, who blocks it, and a foul call. So Anderson to the line. Well, if there's anybody on the schedule this year that knows how to scout Malik Messina Moore, it's these guys, because he played in the WCC at Pepperdine.
True. So you understand personnel, which makes a difference. It definitely does. But this is one of the things as well when you're new. It's not only chemistry on passing and cutting with your teammates, it's roles too as well, where you got people trying to get slotted into scorer, facilitator, distributor, defender, rebounder.
But as you said, Messina Moore, you kind of know what he's supposed to do. And that's score.
Well, and that's, I just think some of it is Xavier's got to do a better job of getting him shots and manufacturing things, but he's got to also move and off the ball and try to get himself involved as well.
Hammond has not scored since halftime. Still hasn't scored on the miss. Anderson pushing the pace. He keeps it himself and draws another foul. So back-to-back trips to the free throw line for Roddy Anderson. And he's pinned a third foul on Darlin.
And that's where Anderson's at his best. He's not a great perimeter shooter yet. Only about 26% at Boise State 2 years ago, but he is quick. And you're talking about a guy that had 14 points in an NCAA tournament game in the first 4 against Colorado. So this is a guy that's played in big games.
You know what team meetings looked like this spring for Xavier? It was just this guy and Richard Pitino and a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's it.
That was the entire team meeting.
That was the extent of it.
That's all they had.
You don't need to take roll. Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Everybody is here.
Present.
Yeah.
Another chance at it. Carroll slides it in. Njai, who's doubled, powered it up through it, missed it. Graves tears it away.
Njai just couldn't catch it clean, and the inability to catch it clean cost 2 points.
And another strong rebound for Graves to avoid that jump ball. And he's had good moments on the offensive glass tonight. Now he gets a touch against Njai. Same matchup as the other way. Spinning and connecting.
He's just been active and finally getting a jump hook to go down.
Foul called on Napper. His first.
This is a deep Santa Clara team. They go a legit 10 deep of capable guys that can come in and really impact winning. And as you pointed out at the start, this is a group that's been accustomed to winning. 4 straight 20-win seasons. Multiple trips to postseason. So this is, although it's a new group, the standard's somewhat been set.
And maybe 11 deep at some point, because Garrett Norman is expected back at some point. Michigan State transfer. Terrific shooter. And it gives them a lot of vocal energy. He'll be back, they hope, for conference play. So could be a scary deal.
Agreed.
As you mentioned, a team that's won a bunch already. Picked 4th in the WCC. Gonzaga, St. Mary's, San Francisco picked in front of them. And here's Graves. He's approaching a double-double tonight. 6 and 6. With more than half of the half to go. And there are the first points for Hammond in the second half. Give him 15.
Really done a nice job cutting off the ball, has Santa Clara.
Set that tone first couple of trips of the night.
Absolutely.
And a shot fake. Graves hangs with another one. In front of his family, who's made the trip from Louisiana. He is starred for Santa Clara. 6 block shots for the Broncos. Protecting the rim well, first 3 games of the year. And shot fake. Mahi twists and has 2 at the line.
Amazing how simple is still effective. Mahi's had a couple of ball fakes on the perimeter that have gotten his defender to leave their feet or get off balance, and that's allowed him to get 2 feet in the lane.
He's got one more coming. All that driving action for him is good to see, because you know he's going to hit outside shots.
Yes. Yeah, he shot it well. He's got that big body. He likes contact. He's a 43% three-point shooter a year ago.
That was the best on Santa Clara, which is saying something. There's a foul on Ensminger. Santa Clara hit almost 400 threes as a team. A conference record, and obviously a Santa Clara record.
368 made threes as a team. So they like the 3 ball.
They're over 30 attempts per game this season. There are only 5 teams in the country last year that attempted over 30 a game.
Haven't taken a ton tonight, but you know that's a part of their game.
They haven't needed to with what they've done in the paint.
No doubt.
Half their points have been in the paint. It was Herb Sendek telling us about discovering the three ball. It was literally about the time that the three-point line came to college basketball.
Right away.
It was in the 80s when he was coaching for Rick Pitino. Ball fake, and Graves follows it up.
He's been Mr. Offensive Rebounder tonight. And a little tip jam for Graves.
Worth the drive for the Graves family to see that up close.
No doubt.
His family is right behind the Santa Clara bench. And they rose in unison with the bench. And Carroll miss and knocked out to stay with the Musketeers.
He's averaging 8 rebounds a game through 2 contests this season, and you can see why. He's just active, shoots the ball.
He's good at trash talking. It's to put that one on his
verbally
head.
and non-verbally.
And that goes. Anderson with 2 in tight for Xavier. And Nick, that's 4 offensive rebounds for Graves tonight.
Yes.
All of them have led to points. Ensminger's scoop, no, there's a 5th one. So the pattern is Santa Clara is going to score here. Graves just picked up another rebound. Mahi on the shake. Ooh, nice series of dribbles, and they do again.
That's a big-time ball handling sequence from Mahi. But once again, you nailed it, Connor. Graves and his effort getting extra opportunities has just been really good.
Clockwork as Anderson goes to the line. Off of the offensive rebound, Mahi.
Look at this escape dribble, double crossover, controlling it through the contact, over 6'10". Big time, Elijah Mahi.
Inside and outside scoring for Mahi. You mentioned as a team they haven't shot many threes tonight. Mahi's only made 1. Big part of his game last year.
But sometimes you can come in and say, okay, you need to take a lot of threes, but certainly if you're able to live it in the lane and at the rim, you'll take that as well.
Graves at 8 points, 9 rebounds. So closing in on that double-double. He cleared out space for Mahi, who is fouled. Basket doesn't count. It was before.
That's smart from Graves. You said it, cleared out space. He's able to just get into the hedge man and kind of clear the area for Mahi to go attack. Just getting into the body of Robinson is able to give Mahi a path to the rim.
Well, Santa Clara really has 2 starting big men. Graves started when Oboye was hurt the last game. Graves off the bench tonight. There's the leaping ability of Oboye, and then there's the power of Graves.
Yeah, they're different kinds of players, and that's not to even mention Ensminger, who was the leading rebounder a year ago as well, number 44. So you got a lot of different guys that can do different things in that front line.
Well, Mahi might be asking for some time at the 5 after that block.
He got some versatility.
Mahi will come out, Garland back in. Robinson can't connect.
That's one he needed to come down with. He was too far, just about a foot too far away from the basket to shoot that one. Catch it, come down with it, go up.
Graves going to work again. One of his few misses tonight. And out of bounds to Xavier. Xavier in their first 2 games, a couple mid-majors that they struggled with.
Yeah.
And Richard Pitino, as he always is when talking to us, very frank about those 2 games. He even joked, yeah, there might be a little something stronger in my bottle after how we played in the first 2 games. And Santa Clara has brought it tonight to Cincinnati. Graves closing in on a double-double. Hammond has 15. Mahi with 14 and a big lead.
Or Seahawks, Rams. Wow! It's a huge day of football, Sunday on Fox. Check for the game in your area.
Interested to hear Richard Pitino's message with his team down 69-44.
We all got to look ourselves in the mirror and hold ourselves to a higher standard than what we did. And now it's about finishing the last 8 minutes with some pride. You don't know how long you're going to play this game. You take advantage of every second you play this game. You wasted 32 minutes. You'll never get that 32 minutes back. Don't waste this 8 minutes. Don't waste this 8 minutes.
An amazing message in timeout, all things considered. And the standard has to be the standard regardless of the score. Whether you're up big, down big, you have to play with a certain level of effort. And Richard Pitino challenging his group in the final 8 minutes to do that.
You know who was at the bottom of the pile? It was Graves again.
Just finds a way. But it's a tough spot for Richard Pitino's group. It's a long season, only game number 3. It certainly has not been their night. You got to balance the kick in the behind with the pat on the back as well.
A chance with 2 makes here for Graves to get a double-double for the first time in his college career. And he'll have to wait. Darlin will give him another chance.
Free throw block out. You should just never give up an offensive rebound. You got inside position.
That's out of bounds to Xavier. Is there anything that's more of a pet peeve for a coach than that?
Maybe not, honestly. Giving up a rebound on a free throw. That's why Pop Injai came in for Robinson right away there.
What else is even close?
You have numbers. You're outnumbered them. You are in inside position on them. Just shouldn't happen.
Yeah. What would Dana Altman yell at you about more than that? Anything?
No, probably not. No.
Well, you never missed a box out, right?
No, I don't know about that.
There's Anderson with a layup. Njai had it knocked right into the hands of Hammond, and Xavier survives it. Phenom stripped. Graves pushes it ahead. And a step into a wide open 3. Swirls down for Gavalugov. So he's up to 10. Anderson, quick strike the other way and a foul.
One thing I'll give Anderson is that's the 8th foul he's drawn. He has done a nice job, in particular in this second half, putting pressure on the defense and initiating contact. If you're trying to look for bright spots for Xavier, that would be one of them.
You made a point to Richard Pitino today, and he kind of perked up when you said, well, Roddy Anderson's a guy that fits the style you're looking for.
Yeah, Richard Pitino wants to pressure the ball and wants to play fast. And you look at the numbers from turnover percentage, defensive efficiency, tempo. At New Mexico the last couple of years, that his teams were tops in the country in those departments. And Roddy Anderson fits that.
He was involved in another scrap that drew a foul. Well, Boye with his 4th. And he wasn't the one that drew it. It was Milicevic to the line for 2. This is double bonus for Xavier. You know, the idea that Xavier is going to, as Richard Pitino said, blend high school portal and retention. A little bit of a different situation as far as the patience that he has than some new head coaches, right?
You think so, but a part of it is you got to have a plan and stick with it too.
Here's Mahi backing his way in. And Walker providing resistance, and Mahi shoots through it.
Been impressed with Mahi.
And here's Anderson, foot on the gas again. So Mahi with 16 points. Milicevic leaves it and turns it over. Well, Boye is there again.
A lot of turnovers passing in the paint, whether it's into the post or driving.
Oh, Boye is fouled. He looked ready to finish that one.
Yes, he did.
Settle for 2.
Mahi strong, under control. Finds the cutting Bronco.
I thought he was going to have no regard for human life.
Human life, it looked like it.
Oboye, Santa Clara played the NIT last year and created some real optimism with the first round win that Santa Clara had. And that's what that is for, right?
100%. Played one of the best games he had. It was against UC Riverside. He had 7 points and 2 blocks. And so often if you have a good moment towards the end of a season, it springboards you into that offseason. The thing that I like about Santa Clara is they got a lot of different body types and skill sets. There's not a redundancy of players. Everybody's a little bit different, and all those pieces fit together nicely for Herb Sendek.
Anderson into traffic, and an offensive rebound. Milicevic, shot clock didn't reset, and he gets blocked. Oboye out playing the ball. And with what you're getting at, that's what Xavier's trying to find.
Yes.
What Santa Clara has.
The roster composition of just different skill sets.
Right air ball, offensive rebound. Walker, no finish. And Darlin steers it clear. Mahi attacks Carroll and tipped out by Walker. You know, Walker was going for a little bit of unique history. Obviously, it's not looking like it's going to happen tonight. But he is trying to be a second-generation nemesis to Herb Sendek. His dad, Tyrese, who played for Xavier, beat Herb Sendek at Miami, Ohio.
There've been a lot of firsts tonight.
Yeah, first babysitter coaching his baby that he sat. Is also
I don't know how to phrase that.
I think that's how you put it in the record.
I think that's right.
Here's Anderson swerving inside. Bodies hit the floor. Everybody getting scrappy. And a 3 for Walker. And an air ball for Walker. A big moan from the Cintas crowd that has hung around. And Carroll takes it on the chest. That's an offensive foul, and Oboye is done for the night. He is fouled out.
Play from Carroll, just understand Oboye, a big man, not going to be under control as he's attacking the basket.
His night finishes with 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting. And he was a big part of what's been an 8-block night for Santa Clara.
They've been the more athletic team at the rim, the more physical team at the rim.
And Carroll flip, yep.
Keep in mind he's left-handed, so that's with his right hand.
A little offhand mastery for Carroll. And the lead 25 for Santa Clara. Mahi back into the post. Discard. Mahi got it from the baseline. Santa Clara shook McNeese, beat him by 12. They lead on the road. Their first road game of the year by 27. And just ahead of the under 4 timeout. Shot fake. Carroll slides off the rim and Darlin crashes. Graves still looking for that double-double, got yanked. And there is his first career double-double.
Really good pass from Mahi.
I think the Graves family needs to go to every game.
Who's putting that gas bill?
Well, they don't have to drive all the way.
Okay, I thought they'd keep the good luck rolling with how that guy right there played.
Yeah, and they can't change any of their clothes. No. They can't shower until Graves plays a game where he doesn't have a double-double.
Saturday, it's a huge college basketball doubleheader.
We've got a big one for you.
First, it's a top 10 showdown as freshman phenom A.J. Devonta leads 7th-ranked BYU against solo ball and number 3 UConn.
Wow!
Then, Coach Staley's 2nd-ranked South Carolina squad fight for the top spot in the nation as they take on number 8 USC. It's a huge doubleheader Saturday on Fox.
Influencers aren't new.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
In 1941, Jeep wrote the book on four-wheel drive.
Years later, the Jeep brand is still influencing. Some create trends. We create our own trail. Some send a smiling emoji. We smile for real.
Don't call it a comeback.
Jeep, there's only one.
Right now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S-Gas model for $359 a month, or purchase and get no monthly payments for 90 days.
The road can be a wild place. There are all kinds of drivers out there. That's why Progressive Snapshot personalizes your insurance rate based on your driving. So you're not stuck paying for someone else's mistakes. What? Is there something wrong with my hair?
New York City, world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden, the home of the Big East Tournament.
You guys have a chance to be part of the greatness.
Are you telling me there's no magic in this house tonight?
The best basketball conference in the country, bar none. That's why we came here. That's all.
Minnesota takes on Dante Moore and 9th-ranked Oregon.
Oh my goodness, look at the kid go!
Fox College Football Friday kicks off at 9 Eastern.
We are in Sacramento for a matchup between two women's basketball teams that both have national championship aspirations and the talent to make it happen. It's number 3 UCLA taking on number 6 Oklahoma. Multiple All-Americans and future pros on each team.
Hey, thanks, Elise. Looking forward to that one coming up right after the final 3:40 of this game that's gotten away from Xavier. But Santa Clara, direct your attention, please, to the bottom of that graphic. Mikey Rulebooks is happy with this result tonight.
I will have it be known that a certain someone worked really hard to make sure Mike Pereira got into this graphic, and I love it.
And it was you, right?
With Steve Nash, Kurt Rambis, Jalen Williams, Oklahoma City Thunder, NBA champ.
And our rules expert.
And the rules expert.
Fox College Football, the NFL.
The only.
Mike Pereira. Steve Nash and Kurt Rambis have their jersey up in the rafters at Santa Clara. And Jalen Williams will soon, who just won the NBA title with the Thunder. I did ask, are there stripes up in the rafters that say Pereira on them?
There should be.
There should be.
Just an official stripe. That's it.
Should be.
And everybody will know.
No, Mike Pereira did send in a congratulatory video to Jalen Williams. He brought the Larry O'Brien Trophy to Santa Clara in September. Cool moment for the fans.
Extremely.
And Mike Pereira part of that tribute. And Darlin with the take down the baseline. So the lead 30 for Mike Pereira's Broncos.
This is impressive. This is one of the toughest buildings to come and get a win. To be up 81-51 with 3 minutes left is incredible.
You never see this place empty out like this.
No.
Well, we've been doing games here together a few years. Haven't seen one like this. Saturday, it's a huge Fox College Hoops doubleheader. First at 7, an early season top 10 showdown is number 7. BYU takes on 3rd-ranked UConn. Then at 9, Dawn Staley leads her 2nd-ranked South Carolina team against number 8 USC. That's a battle to be the real SC, of course. It all starts Saturday only on Fox.
I will say, though, I think Xavier has the right guy leading this basketball program. Richard Pitino is an amazing coach. I had the opportunity to call 5 or 6 New Mexico games over the last few years, and incredibly impressed with his coaching ability, how he conducts himself. It's a guy that's been around the block. 1 year at FIU, been 8 years at Minnesota, and then 4 years at New Mexico, was the 2025 Mountain West Coach of the Year, back-to-back trips to the NCAA tournament. This guy knows what he's doing. Every once in a while, this can happen to you in the game of basketball. And maybe this could end up being one of the good things that happens to this team in its journey. You got to go through some things together, and some of those things that I'm sure Richard Pitino's been preaching and talking about, they've gotten away with through the first 2 games, and you never want to look past something in victory you wouldn't in defeat. And I can guarantee you they're not going to be looking past anything in a defeat this size.
And another real game coming next, too. They play Iowa on FS1 on Friday. You'll be there.
Be in Iowa City. Going to have their hands full with Ben McCollum, Bennett Sturts.
You'll have your hands full with Jake Eisenberg.
I will. Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to hearing your guys call. It'll be a fun night in Iowa City as that 3 goes down for Anderson.
He could get to where he's mid-30s, 35, 36% three-point shooter and really open up his speed and quickness, getting to the rim.
All right, with the rebound, Anderson again. Oh, wow. Almost just threw that in from his hip.
And that would have counted, by the way, in the new, supposed to use the C word, continuation, but that's pretty much what the new rules are. They're allowing you, and you get fouled and you're kind of in that shooting motion. It's going to count this year.
You're not supposed to use the C word, and then you use the C word.
Yeah, I know. I had to preface it.
Foul on Ba.
How about the 9th foul? That guy's drawn.
Yeah, impressive. Well, you said it, silver lining. Everything at this point, pretty much a new Xavier high for Anderson, but tonight, 23 points on 12 free throws. In the final 2 minutes, and Santa Clara up big on their way to 3-0. And the drive and kick right. Jumps the passing lane. And Darlin looked like he let him have it, and he got it clean. Timed it up beautifully, and Xavier will keep. But that was bait.
That is LeBron James-esque in terms of just allowing you. Go ahead. I'm just going to pen it against the glass. Let me time this thing up. Impressive. And Jerry Darlin.
Anderson, give him 25. By the way, in the Bay Area, they'd like you to take that.
My bad. Bringing up old stuff.
Take that one back.
The stakes were slightly different in the block that we were discussing
than the one in the finals.
Yeah.
Well, Xavier with a little tempo late in this game, and the scoop is good for Bora Vichanen. So the lead 20 for Santa Clara as we get to the final minute. And a wide open cutter, KJ Cochran. It's a big time recruit for them. Cochran had offers from Auburn, Kansas, Texas, Bama, and Michigan State, and ends up at Santa Clara.
Santa Clara's won a handful of recruiting battles against some big boys.
And Carroll got it. We have 2 guys in the NBA right now, Michigan and Jalen Williams. And, oh, I thought he was going to sky up and dunk it. Napper with the lay-in. And Brandon Pajemski in his 3rd year with Golden State. Comes back to campus just randomly, unannounced.
How cool is that?
That is really cool. Anderson missed, but an offensive rebound. He's got a chance at another 3 and give him 29 points.
It helps his confidence with his 3-point shot, too. I know these are inconsequential, but they matter for your confidence a little bit in terms of how you feel about that jump shot.
So Santa Clara came in averaging over 80 points. They get to 87 with balance. 5 guys in double digits and a very impressive 3-0 start. And they do it on the road, half the country away from home.
Really impressive performance from Santa Clara, no doubt about it.
So Santa Clara to 3-0. Xavier with their first loss under Richard Pitino, 87-68. For Nick Baum, Connor Onion, the triple header continues with the top 10 women's matchup. Let's